Okay, we're back in business. We have a slightly edited version of the team. I really enjoyed using this yesterday. It was a lot of fun, and we're gonna have a lot more fun today. Uh, yeah, we got what 3 games yesterday. Some fun games, some solid games. So the change I made was Tusk has body press now, and I was like, should I take knockoff off or should I take this man uses Avalog? We've lost. But should we put body press without knockoff? For example, if I look at this team, bulk up press would be great even without knockoff. Like knockoff's one of those moves that you kind of like to always have, but bulk up Tusk is lethal in and of itself. Like it gets very lethal, and so we'll see. We'll see. Right now, I just have 3 attacks rapid spin with knockoff and body press. I usually like the combo of 2 knockoffers because it almost guarantees Garg does its thing, but Covert Cloak is almost never used these days, so there's that. But speaking of which, really once this Garg gets going, assuming we get rid of any tricks on the Gengar, any tricks on the Rotom, Garg is going to just curse and win. So that's what we're going to set up for. Also, we could just Typhlosion in the sun. For that reason, I'd assume maybe he has something for TORKOAL. He could be staring down Rotom lead versus Miaskrata. Miaskrata is phenomenal lead-wise. Gengar is always just one of those annoying mons that can destroy you if you're not careful. 2 special attackers gone. Corvi eats. Rapid Spin Tusk blows his team away almost by itself. Miaskrata isn't super necessary, but it's nice to add the spikes to the mix, though it doesn't really solve any problems. And Typhlosion erupts all over his team, assuming the conditions I want are met. So, I mean, if he starts with Rotom, it's not the end of the world, because it would give me the sun. I just don't want to deal with potential trick. So let's see. So we're in a Miaskrata cover for Gengar and Rotom. So what's gonna happen here? I am very wary of Trick. I doubt he'd Trick this turn if he had it. I'll Garg first. If he tricks, so be it. Yeah, I figured he'd overheat just straight up. What is B's Garg countermeasure? Cloudsire? So I wouldn't mind too much. So let's Stout Cure first. Avalog is his countermeasure. This is good because he's gonna really get bodied by this. So it doubles out, which lets me think he probably has the trick here. I should have Stout Cured again. I didn't think he'd go hard back to Rotom. As I said, I really don't want this tricked. Since I have 8 Iron Defense Corv, I can afford for Great Tusk to get tricked. I doubt that the Corvi's trick as well. So this is excellent thing, because now I force him to overheat into Great Tusk or Will-O-Wisp, right? And now we're back in the same situation. Now we get to Salt Cure something. King's Gambit's not gonna like that. He's not gonna enjoy that at all. And I'm glad it's Gambit. It forces the head of the iron, which allows TORKOAL to come in. So this is trick as well. TORKOAL Gambit could Sludge Wave. I have Choice Scarf. Tusk. Choice Scarf Tusk is legit here. Cole is good though. I just need to know if this is trick too. So let's go to Great Tusk. Full Photosynthesis gives us defense boost. I'll get to it. This will let me know if he's Choice Scarf. Okay, so he goes to Rotom Heat. That is fine by me, as he obviously gets the fire boost. If Evolve switches, I'll Typhlosion. He hasn't been overheating at all thus far. I don't know why he went back to Gengar unless he's specs, but he's not specs based on how much he did to. That's very odd, especially because I could have yeah. So Gengar is gone. I'm more than happy to trade Typhlosion. So now my Garganacl is about to go crazy. I just needed to confirm the I just needed confirmation on that. So D Knight's in. Flamethrower in the sun. I don't want to risk him having Fire Punch. The only reason I want to save my Garg's Terra is so Gambit always gets washed. So let's say this D Knight is so Flamethrower first turn because it's the second. Oh, that's a big burn there. That's pretty whack for my opponent. Pretty whack indeed. Because now I get to Corviknight. He has the extreme speed. I wouldn't have lost the game by any means, but let's see if he even had Fire Punch. I'd assume so. So yeah, now bro's looking foolish. So we body press into Rotomate. He's gonna forfeit there and blame the burn. Again, the burn wouldn't have changed in terms of like whether or not I would have won the game. Meaning that wasn't the Dragonite wouldn't have swept me or anything. You'd have to do the same thing. The only difference, the burn mattered in terms of it just guaranteed the game for me. But it wasn't gonna lose me the game or anything like that. So yeah, Garg pretty much swept after the Gengar died, assuming it was some kind of trickery. Like if it had like either choice, it couldn't be choice specs, as I said, from the great test damage. So I wouldn't put it past him to have 2 Scarfers. But yeah, as you can see, Garg was a huge issue as we're facing Rain here, which should be interesting. Rain versus Sun. That does mean my Typhlosion can't just do as it pleases, but that kind of, he has 2 forms of weather. Come on. But that does mean Meowscarada just hammers. Barraskewda should be slower than Meowscarada, or is the speed tie? Well, if it's timid, Jolly, but nobody runs Jolly. So Meowscarada, literally, once it clicks Flower Trick, is a Pokemon down every time. Man down every turn. Also, I have Garganacl. Once it curses, this game's over. I really could just lead Garg and curse, truth be told to you. But it'd probably be better. So he tries to chomp me down. Chomp, lead Chomp, Draco. Can't do shit versus that. I want the Chomp gone. But I can't leave myself open to Pelipper either. So what's the quickest way to do this? If I get rid of his Greninja, I could just Iron Defense and sweep him. Terra Water Iron Defense. I don't even need to get rid of it, but his Dark Pulse will do a ton to me. More than I'd like. So yeah, I have so many options here. What I'll do is keep it simple. Since the Chomp is gonna come, what I'll do is give up my Great Tusk. Greninja made no sense to cover for Meowscarada. Okay, you went Greninja, so be it. My weather doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Torkoal because it should live a Hydro, and I doubt he'd Hydro anyway. He might Ice Beam, but he shouldn't Hydro. So unless this Gren is Scarf, this made very little sense. And that gives me a lot of information about my opponent. He may Surf. If he Surfs, what do I want to do? So many options, as I've said. Especially Terracorv. But I don't need the Terracorv. I'd assume the Gren is Specs. If it's not, then I could sweep him here. Don't want to go Meowscarada on a Hurricane, but Typhlosion will die to Surf. Typhlosion is trash otherwise, though. But I'd rather have the Sun. I'd rather have the weather. Typhlosion isn't useful, so he surfs and I die, as I expected. What I'm gonna do is Torkoal and Rocks here to get this party started. I should end the game with this Rocks when Meowscarada comes in, because this matchup's gonna be T-Tar, and then we're gonna play on games, have him switch around. He could go Chomp, but I don't mind that either. If I get up Spikes, shit really gets gnarly. But yeah, I figured T-Tar would come in. What do I want to do? I could Tusk first. No. These specs, interesting. Okay, we'll play on games. Even if he goes through, if he leaves the T-Turn, that's blessed. I doubt he would. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We'll play the on games until he, because now the rocks are gonna really start racking up. Until I get one of the mons I want. So Quaco Val comes in. Whichever one you want to go to sleep, bro. We'll play these young games all day. Because my TORKOAL is low value. All the mons I need are on my team. More so so yeah, bingo. Now I get the rocks on the Pelipper. Blessed. So now he has to U-turn, but it doesn't matter if he U-turns. So this is a strategy you can use when you want. So like, but you have to understand your win con very early in the game. So I'm not doing any of these moves randomly and trying to figure it out as I go. I know exactly what I need to do to body my opponent. I do need a bit more data, but I think I've gotten all the information I need. So especially if he decides to give me the grin. So yeah, he's gonna keep U-turn. But the problem is you're getting all the hazards that I need. All the hazards. And then the Pelipper has taken damage. So the Garchomp is in. So you're gonna leave Lechomp in. Okay, excellent. So I've pressured him enough to where he's like, fuck, I'm just gonna sack. So the Garchomp is burnt, no sleep turns, and the rain is up, which helps me. Excellent, excellent. Unless if he's Choice Scarf, then my Corviknight will sweep him. Because then I just Terra Water. I want his Pelipper a little bit lower. But there's no reason not to just go for Flower Trick here. He is Scarf. See? You're like, yeah, no way he's Scarf. So Garchomp comes in. This is great because I get to spike then Flower Trick. He must have thought Flower Trick was a, what's it called, move? Because the Chomp hasn't burnt any sleep turns. He must have thought now it's Overgrow boosted, which means Miarsk. I love boots, Miarsk. I love boots. And so Greninja's taking 25% Patano. Yep. And then TORKOAL comes in and gets sacked. The sun is up. If he goes Pelipper, then he has to take 25% more, which opens up my Miarsk. Excellent. So he goes Quaco Val under the sun. And we go... I have a couple options. I guess he could have Iron Defense. So he's can Iron Defense here. CC could hurt. But with Iron Defense, obviously not anymore. Could have killed him there. That's what I was thinking about. But with the sun up... the Pelipper has to come in, right? Could Terra Water Brave Bird. If I Terra Water Brave Bird, he should be slower than me. If I Terra Water Brave Bird, he surfs this turn as I... Brave Bird. It would be game over. Let's say the worst case scenario is if he starts trying to Hurricane and gets the hacks. I wouldn't be able to Terra my Garg. And Garg is a guaranteed win. So let him roost if he has it. But he goes for knock. So this is great because I get to Miarsk. The reason I'm Miarsk is it forces him to either sack this, because he's either going to go for the kill because of the Overgrow. That was always going to get. But he's either going to sack this, or we're going to switch the Pelipper out, which opens up a lot more things, right? So Tusk actually bodies with the choice. I'm not Choice Scarf. Wrong game, Jam. Obviously, the Miarsk Barraskewda is, I don't remember. But at this point, everything wins. Everything on his team is physical except the Grin. He could U-turn. What's a guaranteed way where no luck whatsoever? If he U-turns, he doesn't die. If he surfs, I go Garg and Curse. And then... yeah, it's better to actually sack Tusk, because Tusk is going to, even if he Rapid Spin, if he U-turn, Tusk stays alive. If he Rapid Spin, because he's probably going to try to go to Barraskewda. Barraskewda here. I could Terra Water this too in Rapid Spin. Because if I Terra Water this and Rapid Spin twice, I think I outspeed Grin. And then I just win the game straight up. Yeah, let's wrap this the fuck up. Alright. Let's wrap this up. You guess the defense drop. It won't matter. I can't lose. But that's annoying. Defense drop. How much did he do? 25%. He's gonna do a ton now. Actually, I don't know if I was speed grind. Either way, let's just wrap this the fuck up. He wasn't even choiced. It's life for him. So now he goes to Grin. This is gonna be his last hit off, and obviously Corv beats the last two. Corv and Miarskara beats the last two. So it goes Quaco Val, which doesn't make sense considering I just rapid spun, unless he has Aqua Jet or something. But even then, you can't Aqua Step. He has to go for CC to knock out Tusk. Tusk still has 430. Oh, Aqua Jet was your. Really should have rapid spun. No. Why would I rapid spin there? As if the Grin is a problem. I don't even think a crit surf would kill any of my mines. Maybe a crit hydro pump. True crit hydro pumps. Dark Pulse locking was a guaranteed L. As like Organical gets to come in and cure him with this salt. And versus Tar, I'll curse. Because if it's DD Tar for some reason, we curse back. I mean, there's several ways to beat DD Tar. DD Tar would have to DD twice to outspeed Miarskara. And then it would need a miracle. It would need like DD twice, crit guard, crit Corviknight. It would be like too many miracles. And he obviously can't EQ lock. Yeah. So it wasn't even curse. I mean, he wasn't even DD, so I'll just EQ then and knock him out with Miarskara. But, yeah, I took a somewhat of a long way. But that's why I didn't, if you notice, TORKOAL in that early game, Jan spamming with the rocks up, really put him in a bind because it's like, okay, now you got to put one of your mons to sleep. And once he picked one, Garchomp being great, that allowed me to spikes and rocks and really started hammering away. Typhlosion did nothing because it was a rain-sand matchup. Like, that's like the worst matchup of all time. A situation like this is not bad because, well, Armarouge doesn't even run Flash Fire, so this is actually great. In fact, I can just lead. Oh no, he probably leads with the Iron Threads. That's probably what they do in these kinds of builds. I don't know. I truly don't. Let me think this through before I just hop into it. I haven't faced one of these teams in a while. Armarouge uses stuff like Expanding Force. He's going to try to stop me from getting up rocks, which would mean that, okay. So Cole on lead. Let's think. Sash, you need Sash. Bad. So let's say that we're in a situation where it's Threads versus Typhlosion. I Tusk, he fears rocks. He fears rocks as I get the spin off, even if he gets rocks up versus Typhlosion. TORKOAL, what's TORKOAL's core purpose? TORKOAL can yawn fodder. What does this run again? It runs Terra Blast, Shadow Ball, and Stored Power. Terra Blast, Shadow Ball, Stored Power. What's Tusk? Organical should be able to handle most of his team. So really all I need is that Thread's gone. So phase one, because I figured he'd in DD. The problem is that now you have nothing for Flosion. Because I figured he'd like, okay, he might double down on TORKOAL, right? So this should one-shot. Yeah. He might double down, which obviously takes away the... So Armarouge is going to go for the Expanding Force. I'll get his Sash, because these are weak armor. But Expanding Force... Actually, that shit will definitely kill me. If I go Miarskara here, any armor cannons? I need this shit going. Yeah, I thought about Miarskara there. So rocks. What stops knock here? If I spike and he stays in, this is the only thing I have that's faster than him. I know Threads is coming, but Threads can't touch me. get to spot. Yeah, Threads can't touch me. Threads rocks here. Threads rocks here, but he can't. Let me think this through. Because Volk is gonna come in, but if I stall this, if I stall the psychic terrain, because he's gonna rocks. Psychic terrain is 3. Spike again as he rapid spins. The rapid spin's doing a lot. Psychic terrain's 2. Yeah, so he can't go in DD. And I got the overgrow now, so this flower trick one shots most of his team. We're gonna stare down Volcarona, but he only have the 1 turn of psychic terrain. And then Garg. I feel like I'm not accounting for something. We'll find out. I know Terra I'm not accounting for. Flower Trick is non-contact. Let me see the data for weak armor. Weak armor. Sorry. Data. Weak armor. If a physical attack hits, okay, so it's a physical attack, no matter what it is. Which means he's gonna shell smash here, but he won't have. He'll have stored power. If I U-turn, he'll have the stored power boost, but I'll get the. I want to be careful around this Volcarona. It's funny because a lot of these Meowscarados run taunt, and he didn't even fear the taunt. I could don't know how strong this short sword power would get. So let's say if I go Garg, he shell smashes. I Terra Water as he tried to Terra and Terra and oh wow, it almost killed me. How much does Salt Care do? It's not doing as much as I'd like. That's an issue. Yeah, obviously Shadow Balls here, and I've already Terra'd. So the Volcarona is a problem now, and he has Healing Wish. What should I have done versus Poltergeist? I definitely could have switched out my. What could I have done? When he sent in when he had in the Iron Threads, I could have went to my Grey Tusk and spin span versus the Threads instead of leaving me Meowscarada in. Yeah, I didn't account for the Poltergeist. Okay. So Shadow Ball obviously is coming in. Corviknight will live 1. It's not really the issue though. The issue is the fucking Volk. It's not over yet though. What? How did I die to that? Okay, well I lost now. What should I have done versus the Volk? I'm used to Corviknight being split F or having a lot of split F, so I didn't expect to die. But that's not really what I was concerned about. So let me think. I didn't do it in the right sequence. Let me think. If I tusked versus his Threads and spun, or if I TORKOAL versus Threads, no. If I tusked versus his Threads and spun, even if he went to Poltergeist on my Tusk, I'd knock off and Garg would still kill him. My issue is just the Volk. So I should have saved Typhlosion, but at the same time, what was I going to switch to? So, because if I went Garg on the Expanding Force, I needed to get that turn right, but I don't think. I mean, he'd be insane to Armor Cannon on my Typhlosion. If he gets that wrong, Typhlosion just sweeps him. So yeah, I think I needed to predict more. I thought my path to victory was a lot cleaner than it was, and I did not respect. I did not respect the. I did not respect the. What's it called? The ghost teapot. I was so concerned about the Volk, I didn't even consider that could sweep me. And I don't really have much for that. That did way more to me than I expected. So I gotta keep that data for later. So moving to this. Let's see. But I like how the team is functioning. I just didn't play. I didn't execute versus the threads well. That was my game to lose. Couple ways to win this one. Curse Guard for sure is an option, but I think the most reliable is, unless the Sylveons are running like Terrify or something, is to Iron Defense Corv and just wash him. So that's certainly a win con later. How does he guard against Miascarada? King's Gambit. You know, when you counter King's Gambit, you're in trouble. Tusk's good. Obviously, Garg does Garg things. Torkoal is legit by itself. Typhlosion, huh? I wonder if I just don't see people run Flash Fire, but at the same damn time, it may. Let's find out. Are you sashed? If you're sashed, so it is Flash Fire. Okay. I never see that, so I didn't expect it. Okay, so it is bulk up. Okay. So we saw Courage. He probably goes back to Tusk. Yeah. Okay. Now I get a bit better understanding of what's going on here, as he knocks Tusk and loses item. I mean, if he has knock, right? It could be. I don't want to rogue go to my Miascarada because I've been doing that. And okay, so it's one of them things. I learned one of my subscribers let me know Sylveon does not get Mystical Fire anymore. I probably shouldn't have gone hardcore, but I might get some other shit. Yeah, I did nothing. What the fuck? Why'd you waste the time hyper voicing that? Like, what is even your counterplay to this? So it's bulk up Cerulege. That's very odd. Okay, we're gonna Garg here. Who goes Tusk on Corviknight? And it's offensive, but I don't know what. Who the fuck goes Tusk on Corviknight? This guy is okay. That gave me all the information I needed. Okay, so Tusk, I kind of have to. I know he probably has both CC and what did he? What? Oh, he's eject button, right? But offensive eject button. Body press. Earthquake has no guarding. As he gives me the Tusk, that's gonna be blessed. CC. So he CC's this turn. I think Corv can take 2. 89%. I doubt he 2 kills me. Yeah. That's important. That's why I'm like, why would you go Tusk on? Now he's crit fishing. What's come? %. I need to be higher so that I can come back in on this and I can comfortably deal with Gambit. I need to watch my roosts, but I don't think I'll need all of them this game. As I'm observing him, like he's like shit. I needed Cerulege Shatera so I can body press it. He doesn't know that I am Iron Defense, but I don't know if this is standard now. And I can Shadow Ball. So here comes the ledge. Great Tusk again. Okay. I guess he wants to use up all of his close combats. I don't understand the Great Tusk pivot unless he's going to double again. I mean, obviously I was going to do that, bro. Okay, so he's just giving up Great Tusk. All right, then. I don't like Core being this low, but I didn't want him switching either. I kind of got to a point where, because if he CC'd that turn, you'd have had 1 close combat left and it would have been a slight prediction. As now I'm comfortable to go Torkoal as he taunts. Didn't expect taunt, but that works. I get the sun up, and now you get cured. So you're gonna should taunt, yeah. But now you're cured. Problem is now I can go Typhlosion. Yeah. Now high eruption straight up. I don't give a fuck about your Cerulege. Goodbye. Oh wow, I didn't die, but he shouldn't be able to knock me out. That would not have killed me. Why does that matter? Because Cerulege would have to come. Well, one, I'd have the leverage next turn. He's -2, and I know he has to go to Cerulege. But alas, it is what it is. There are a couple of things I could have gone there, but at this point, what do I need for Guard to sweep? Because he's taunt, so I need to be mindful. And he's Draco. But he's not, he can't sub, so Guard gets blessed. It's not, well, it could be like Calm Mind Sylveon or something, I suppose. That could be an issue. I need to know what the Valiant is, if it's Trick. So probably Gambit. I don't get the Cerulege switch. Is he gonna Terra Bug? Yeah, this guy makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. He's gonna sack the Cerulege. I don't get this guy. Okay. Maybe just out of answers? Maybe just out of solutions. It's like I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do what it need. What I'm gonna do what it do. So substitute. So sub hyper voice, which would mean that it's mono attacking. What mono attack wish? Sub Calm Mind wish. Is that what they're on? Salt Cure. Okay, let's see how much this does. As far as the no, that does a lot. Okay. Salt Cure is not breaking the sub, which isn't ideal, but I need him lower. Probably Calm Mind again, but yeah, Hyper Voice doing 44. Good pressure stall the Hyper Voices. Want to be careful of this. Guard is really important. It's a roll though. Yeah, I need Calm Mind that turn. He'd Hyper Voice this turn. Let me think. They might run enough speed for Corv. It wouldn't run enough for Tusk, obviously. Thinking from a Terra standpoint, the Cerulege should be dead. I thought he'd Terra Bug on my Meowscarada and get all the health back, so I could have killed his Cerulege, which is madness. Like, it was a free kill. Obviously, he's trying to not Terra his Gambit. So now the Sylveon 2, it kills me, but if I Salt Cure, he's done. Earthquake definitely breaks the sub, and he knows that. So if I don't want to give up Corviknight. Okay, I'll Salt Cure this turn. I don't think he's going to sub. Because if I EQ on his sub, yeah, got that ass. I knew he wouldn't sub that turn. Okay, so Jam's expertise going brazy. That's a big turn. Question is, do I give Tusk up? Because Tusk has no switch-ins, right? So the TORKOAL is legit by itself. Like, it can take on the Valiant, so let's say I give this up, I go Tusk. I Earthquake as he goes Valiant. Would I rather that, or would I rather have my Garganical? What am I gonna win with? I need TORKOAL alive to ensure that the Gambit doesn't get out of hand. If it is faster than my Corviknight and tries to Terra Flying, that could be an issue. I'm gonna give up Tusk because it's, I think, the biggest liability. Scarlet, he could save the Sylveon. I doubt he will. Based on how he played the Sterilage, I doubt he will. The Sterilage is only at 28% too, so I can Flower Trick it instead of knocking it off. But yeah, I figured he'd give the Sylveon up. But as I said, now the Gambit comes in and it's speed boosting Valiente. So, couple ways to skin this cat here, depending on what the Valiant is. But TORKOAL always makes sense. So it's special. Shouldn't be able to 2-hit KO me. If I Yawn covers Sterilage, he fucking crits. It's annoying. It's annoying, but it is what it is. But this gets rid of his speed boost, as I can go Garganical here if he leaves it in. So he leaves it in the CC. Hasn't Terra'd. Obviously he dies. It's gonna come down to what his Gambit is. Go Sterilage first, which I disagree with. Well, he wants the final, the max attack thing. The, what's it called? The final four, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. So the question is leftovers though. Obviously he has to go for the Dark Stab here. I could Terra this. I don't need to Terra anything else. So I'll Terra this and Yawn. Katao. I live. Ah, nice. Now he goes to sleep. Scarlet doesn't do any damage. But I want the free switch into my Corviknight. So I'll give him this now. Fire. Okay. Good play there. Let's see if he's slower than me. He is faster than me. This is a big turn. If he gets the first turn, it's not first turn. It's Terra Fire. Damn, that's like the worst fucking Terra. That was good. That was a good Terra there. I did not expect Terra Fire. They're always Terra Flying. So that means I could have played the Tusk route. Nah, but I have to account for Terra Flying because if he was, I'd be bodied. That Sylveon was a cool set though. I wonder if that's the new wave. The Terra Fire that turn was fire, quite literally. So +5, he's too boosted. He'll do too much to me. I think I 2-hit KO. Yeah, 43. It's very close. Yeah, I do 2-hit KO. Katao did way too much, yeah. So he got a lot of sleep turns, which blows obviously, but that's sleep. Yeah, that was a very intense game. That was a very intense game. Obviously, that game wouldn't have been that close if my Typhlosion was still alive. He crit my Typhlosion with the Hydreigon, so I guess the sleep was payback, if that you want to call that payback. But yeah. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. This team's been going crazy. Just a lot of fun. If I had more time, I'd play more games. I'm actually really enjoying it. But I'll likely use this again Monday. Let me know your thoughts on this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.